Hello. What does interview coaching involve? And actually, is it worth having at all? I think this is a really good question. If you've got an important interview coming up, you're struggling with interviews, you've lost your confidence in interviews, and you want to ensure that the investment is really worthwhile. It's a question that people ask us every day when they book a free consultation from our website. Our website is interviewskillsclinic.co.uk, and I'm Elizabeth Connolly. I'm a director and a senior interview coach at Interview Skills Clinic. Please remember, like and share this video. You may have friends and family who are going through the interview process at the moment and feel a little bit disheartened, and they may find this video interesting. Add your comments below because I do always look out for them and answer them. Firstly, I think let's talk about this free consultation. This is the first way that you would start doing work with us. So book a free consultation from the website. There is a link below. And this is because our one-to-one coaching is bespoke. It's tailored to your needs, your role. It may be a specific job specification and your objectives. Depending on the information that you shared with us right at the start, you're going to be having a conversation with myself or one of my colleagues. Now, we coach across all levels, from entry level to board level positions across both the public, civil service, NHS, but also the private sector, whether that's Google, Amazon, Barclays, whoever it might be. We have a team of 5 very experienced senior interview coaches with HR coaching qualifications, together with decades of application, CV, interview and executive coaching experience. So we can certainly help you. Now, the free consultation is so that we can really understand your needs precisely. And it's often during these calls that I get a sense of whether previous rejections have been about low confidence, whether it might be about over-preparing, it might be just the fact that you haven't had an interview for a long time, it might be language and the phrases that you use. As people move into senior roles, then the language that you use does change at work. Or it might be about the level of complexity. Sometimes in an attempt to speak succinctly, we lose all the challenge and complexity, which allows your value as a candidate to shine through. Once you go ahead, we send you the appointments that we've agreed, together with the invoice. Once that's paid, the coach that's working with you is going to spend some time reviewing your CV application and the job specification, because we want to send you our preparation to do. In my experience, people have a tendency to over-prepare, but also to prepare too rigidly. Generally, not always, we recommend 2 or more coaching sessions. In the first coaching sessions, we start with a short mock interview. Now, this is important because you might have an understanding of where you're going wrong, but actually we need to see what we think is the issue and where you're going wrong. And we normally start by not looking about where you're going wrong, but actually what are you doing well? And there's going to be lots of areas that you're doing really well. And then we focus on actually what could you do better. We work through all the typical, and we'll have prepared all the typical questions depending on the role or the job specification, together with the opening and motivational questions. As coaches, at this stage, we're looking to see how relevant and strong your answers are, together with your examples that support your answers and your ability to communicate clearly, but also with warmth. We are working with you on your answers. Together, we're going to work on the content, your voice, the body language. We really want to get a sense of you as a person throughout the interview, because that's what the interviewers are looking for. All the time, we're giving you feedback. We're helping you rephrase your answers more confidently. Let me give you an example of this. Yesterday I was working with a client at senior leadership level who had been made redundant in November. I asked her a question which I thought she would definitely be asked in an interview. Why did she leave? Her answer was actually fine, in that there'd been a major restructuring in the organisation and her role and the team had moved to the States. So, she understandably took redundancy. She didn't want to relocate her family and herself. Now, my feedback was that it was a good answer, but that she wasn't using the question to promote herself. And because we were talking about redundancy, it was coming over as a little bit flat. And some of the things she might have done that would make the answer stronger would have been to talk about supporting the strategic importance of the restructuring, because she was, at a senior director level, but also that having been in the role for the last 4 years, she'd achieved a great deal. So she might have highlighted some of the achievements which aligned to the job specification and what they were looking for. She might also talk about not being in a rush to find a new role. She had been working non-stop for 18 years and taking a little bit of time to step back and find the right organisation and role for her. She might mention that, looking at her CV, there was a pattern that she liked to stay a long time in an organisation. And for her, it was important to make the right move where she felt that she could have a significant impact on the business. Now, by doing that, the feedback I gave her was really just about being a little bit more positive, using the question to explicitly promote herself in some way. At the end of the coaching session, every single client we work with leaves with a really clear understanding of what they need to practice before the next session. Each coaching session is recorded, which is fantastic because it makes every coaching session very valuable. You can actually play it back as many times as you need. You can hear the coaches rephrasing what you're saying, but also you can get feedback yourself on, when you look at yourself answering a question as a candidate, you start to sort of see yourself slightly differently. And often clients will say to me, actually, they weren't as bad as they thought they were. Generally, we all put ourselves down. And when they looked at themselves, they were actually much better than they thought they were. And this helped to build their confidence. And it's not about having new experiences. It's about learning just to reframe sometimes your experiences and the way you talk about things so that it aligns more closely with the job you're going for. Now, generally, if you've got 2 or 3 coaching sessions, you'll have another coaching session after that to work more specifically on an area. But let's just assume for now that you've got 2 coaching sessions, which most people have. We would leave the last coaching session until 2 to 3 days before the interview. This allows you time to again review the session before the interview so that you're not feeling too stressed. Generally, the last session is a mock interview coaching session. And the key here is practicing, adapting and answering a broad range of relevant questions with feedback as you go. Now, this is important because we want to see the improvement from the earlier coaching session. We want to boost your confidence and we want to get you used to answering your examples and stories in different ways depending on the questions. And by doing that, that really helps you boost your confidence. Now, some people occasionally need more than 2 coaching sessions. It depends on the complexity of the role, the level, seniority, and individual needs. And, we have had clients who might have had 6 coaching sessions or 7 coaching sessions. But on the whole, 2 is a really good place to start. And often I will say to somebody, unless I'm clear right at the beginning that 3 are needed, I might say, well, I think that let's start with 2. And if we feel we need more, we will know this together and we can make that decision. The next question, I suppose, is coaching worth it? Well, yes, I believe it is. We've been around as Interview Skills Clinic for the last 10 years. We have successfully coached thousands of candidates. This is not something I'm just saying. I will share links below to our reviews on our website and on our Google business page, so you can read yourself some of the reviews that clients say. A lot of clients come back to us as they progress through their career. An example of that I can think of is fairly recently. I coached a deputy head teacher many years ago now, actually, to make a career change to the civil service, which I know is something that a lot of people in the private sector, look to do at different times in their careers. She joined the Department of Education at a G7 level, and then after a few years progressed to a G6 level. G6 is higher than a G7. I know that's a bit strange in the way that they grade them. And actually she then worked as a temporary DD, which is deputy director level, and then progressed again up to a permanent DD level. So, this kind of success and progress is not unusual, both in the public but also the private sector. And many people have coaching to support them and give them confidence through the process. Now, there is a link below to book a free consultation with us if you'd like to discuss some one-to-one coaching for yourself. I've also added a link to our coaching fees. The fees vary depending on your level and the number of coaching sessions you have. Please remember to like and share this video, add your comments below. As I mentioned earlier, I do look out for them and answer them. And, if you are looking for some coaching, I look forward to talking to you and seeing how we can help you get the success that you're looking for. Take care. Bye-bye.